Today we're going to be testing out Red Purple Sugar, a red deck that has a lot of aggression, while being a purple deck that ramps up very aggressively, as purple usually does. We're going to be using the 10-drop Shanks and Gum Red Hawk. We're also playing the 8-cost Doflamingo from OP10 and the Rosinante from OP10 as well. We're going to mix this with the Doflamingo package, a few other things. I think that's really going to be seen in the deck profile we're about to go over. But before that, make sure to always like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and if you're going to Orlando Collecticon, come out and see me. I'll be posting in the Discord where I'll be set up, so if you want to come out and see me, hang out, whatever, I'll be there. Orlando Collecticon this weekend. Can't wait. Let's get to the deck profile. And here is our Red Purple Sugar. End of your turn, if you have a character with a Don Quixote Pirates type with a power of 6,000 or more, set one of your Don as active, allowing us to use these fun little counter events here. While also at the end, during your opponent's turn once per turn, when you activate an event, set up to one of your Don as active from your Don deck. So it helps you ramp Don by using these counter events. That's why we play this 1-cost event right here. So we'll go over the events first. Main or counter, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal one Don Quixote Pirates type card, and add it to your hand. And now it cannot add itself to the hand, but we can add many of these options like Baby 5, a 2K counter, the Rosinante, the Sugar, the Giola, the Viola, the Senor Pink, and the Rosinante. Fun fact, you can also add Kamakura Joe Sushi, which is a Don Quixote Pirates type card. We're also running the 2-cost Slow Beam, counter Don -1, go up to one of your opponents or one of your characters or leaders, plus 2,000 power, then rest up to one of your opponent's characters. I'm going to Hell's Judgment, my goodness, I cannot speak today. Don -1, give up to 2 of your opponent's leaders or characters minus 3,000 power, which is very, very strong for 2 Don. We're playing Kamakura Joe Sushi, which does something similar, giving plus 3,000 to one of your characters and minus 2,000 to one of your opponent's other characters. And Gum Red Hawk, doing plus 4,000 power during this battle, and KOing one of your opponent's 4,000 power or lower characters. We use all these 2 counter events, going Don -1 for the purple ones, to really help excel and ramp up aggressively in Don count. We use this to ramp up very easily in the early game. Just having the 1 additional Don and ramping a Don for searching the top 3 cards of your deck is very strong. Yes, you may whiff on this, but it is at the end of the day a easy way to ramp up Don in a deck to play out Rayleigh, Shanks, or the 8-drop Doflamingo. We're going to start with our big top end with the Silver's Rayleigh. You know this card at this point, give 2 of your opponent's characters 1 -3, 1 -2,000, and then after this KO a 3,000 power lower character. We also run the 10-drop Shanks, which gives all of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power and has Rush as a 10-12. That is very strong and amazing card for the red card pool. And to finish it off, the 8-drop Rosinante, or Doflamingo. I need to stop saying Rosinante. I'm thinking about Rosinante because it plays Rosinante, which you'll see because it says Don -1. Play up to 1 cost 5 or lower Don Quixote Pirates type card from your hand, and then opponent's turn once per turn you may rest one of your Don, add one of your Don from your Don deck as active. I mean, it's very simple. It ramps Don and it plays out a 5 cost, which our 5 cost of choice is always Don Quixote Rosinante. You may trash 1 event from your hand, draw 2 cards, filtering your hand very easily if you have too many events in hand and need more characters to play. A very strong option for the deck, and it says at the end of your turn, if you have 7 or more Don cards, set up to 2 of them as active. So we can set 2 as active by playing this for 8, Don -1, now we're at 7. Now we set 2 as active, we tap 1 to use the Doflamingo to ramp 1 as active, going back to 8 total Don, and then we can tap 2 for like a Hell's Judgment, and then ramp 1 more as active with the Sugar effect, and then use that 1 for I can never forgive anyone who laughs at my family to search the top 3 cards of the deck. Now, this is an oddly specific situation, but it can definitely occur, and it's very amazing that we can use this card into the Rosinante. But we can also use it into Senor Pink, which just says Don -1, add up to 1 purple event with a cost of 5 or less from your trash to your hand, then set 1 Don as active. So we go Don -1, ramp a Don back, and grab a purple event, which is very strong. Giola, which is just used as a 2K counter in this deck, but it does say opponent's turn once per turn you may rest 2 of your Don, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. I mean, it works, but it's definitely not necessary to play out on the board. It's mainly just a searchable 2K counter in the deck. We're running Sugar, which is just a top 5 searcher for the Don Quixote Pirate type, resting itself and Don to look at the top 5 cards of the deck. Viola, which is a blocker, and then on KO Don -1. If you have a Don Quixote Pirates type leader, add it to 1 purple event from your trash to your hand, similar to Senor Pink, but it just adds it to the hand, allowing us to recycle the Hell's Judgment and Nora Beam Sword, or I can never forgive anyone who laughs at my family. To finish off, the last card of the deck, I think we've been over everything else at this point. Baby 5, you may discard 1 card from your hand. If your leader is a Don Quixote Pirates type, add up to 1 Don from your Don deck and set it as active. So it helps us ramp Don, but you do have to discard a card and play this character from your hand, and it's only a 1K, so it's really not a good option unless you seriously obviously need 10 Dawn or 1 extra Dawn for some kind of purpose later on, but honestly, you really don't want to play Baby 5 on the board. So this is the sugar deck list that we're going to be running with today. I think it went 6-0 at a treasure cup in some other country, not America, because that's where I'm from and we don't win. Actually, I mean, all the stores have treasure cups. That's a joke, guys. We are very good players here in America. But let's see how this does all together. I'm excited to see how it does play because I don't usually play decks like this. I don't play very, event-heavy deck lists. So I'm excited to test this out with you guys. I hope we can learn a lot together on this deck profile all in all. Thanks for watching as always, and let's get into those games on the sim. All right, we're going to choose to go first here against Vegapunk. Ugh. I like it and I don't. We're going to test it out though because I want to see how it does ramping very aggressively. So I think we're going to try what's about to happen. Honestly, I'm not too sure. So Vegapunk is a very interesting leader that cannot attack. It also can tap 1 Dawn to play out a 5-cost lower character or to gain a life. Now we see what our opponent just did. That is very good for them, but we got to put on a little early aggression here. So we get in for 6, leaving 2 Dawn as active. Now we could have swung in for 7, but I don't mind getting cards out of Vegapunk, so I wanted to kind of tease them into attacking. We're going to try not to allow them to hit us with any of these attacks here with the Kamakura Joe Sushi, so I would like to search the top of the deck for sure. Now what we can do is actually tap 1, ramp 1, and then use Kamakura Joe Sushi to really stop these attacks and mitigate the aggression. So our opponent's going to swing in for 5 here. We're going to choose no blocker, of course. We're going to search the top of the deck, grab an 8-drop Doflamingo, return cards, gain 1 active Dawn, because this happens instantly when we do our effect. Kamakura Joe Sushi, we're going to +3 and -2 to Atlas and resolve the attack. So now they add the 1 Dawn to the Atlas, so of course it's not as strong doing it in this effect. It's way better than Red Hawk because they were a 5k leader or a 4 or 5k character when they attached the extra Dawn. Now they would have to put the 1 Dawn on Atlas to swing in and try to get this effect out of the Jewelry Bonnie. So I'm really happy with how things went. Now they're going to be able to restand this Bonnie, and we can't kill Atlas by swinging into it due to their effect. It says if you have a lower life total than your opponent, this card cannot be KO'd in battle. So we're going to have to continue swinging our opponent aggressively, but we're going to do it pretty well. We did pretty good there. I think just being able to do that, they do gain a life here, which I don't think is the worst option, but I don't think it's the best in my personal opinion. So I think we're going to just tap 1, search the top of the deck. We're going to use this effect, find a 5-drop Rosinante, return our cards. Now we could go ahead and play the 5-drop Rosinante, but we're going into 8 on our next turn, so I kind of like to play this Viola for 3 here, just to have some kind of blocker on the board, and we're not going to use the Viola this turn, and then we're going to swing in for 5 at our opponent. They probably should take this. We're going to leave 2 active, and then maybe ramp even into 9, which I don't think is horrible, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Our goal is just to continue ramping up aggressively. So they do get the Edison, they get to draw 2 trash 2. They don't go up in hand size from this effect, but they do get 1 more body on the board. So we're gonna have to accept this Bonnie is gonna hit us with their effect. They drop the jewelry, the Luffy, and we're just gonna pass here with 2 active Dawn. We have a cat in the lap. He's over here messing with the light. Oh my goodness, buddy. Hi, Tizzy. Everyone say hi, Tizzy, in the comments if you're watching this far into the video. It's very important that you say hi, Tizzy, or he cries. Do you want to see this cat cry? I've heard it. It sounds miserable. It's ear-piercing. Please comment down below for Tizzy. So, being on 6 Dawn as a Vegapunk with Jewelry Bonnie, you have to put 1 Dawn on the Bonnie to get its effect, and then swing in for 5, 5, and 6, which is still good, but you need something like a Darishishi or a 4-cost character to play out because you need 1 for leader, 1 for Bonnie, and now you have 4 extra Dawn. So you can either swing in very heavily, or you can continue placing bodies on the board. So they play Darishishi to draw 2 cards. They're going to gain a life here as well. They're going to filter the hand with Bonnie. They should go 5, 7, 6, so 5, 6, 7. Makes a little more sense there. And that's probably what we're about to see. Now, we just saw them rested Dawn to go ahead and gain the life. I'm assuming they're going to gain a life. They could also go for KOing the Viola, which is not a horrible option. So they play out the Monkey Luffy. They're going to probably KO the Luffy to KO our Viola, trying to get us to go Dawn -1, which is honestly not horrible if we do Kamakura or use the Gum Gum Red Hawk. So I think we're just going to take this attack and give them the Bonnie effect. We're not going to use the blocker. We were looking for a little counter, so we may have to take a few attacks here, which is kind of miserable. We won't get any real value out of this Gum Gum Red Hawk. So do we just save it? They got to draw 2 trash when they swing in for 5 here. So I think what we're going to do, because that would make us Dawn... Oh, I think I got it. I got the play. So we're going to block out, use the card action, Dawn -1, return this character, so we're at 5 total Dawn. Now, if our opponent swings us for 5, we're going to choose no blocker. We're going to tap 1, look at the top 3 cards of the deck, and grab a Kamakura Joe Sushi here. The sugar would have been good, but we know what we're doing for our 8 Dawn. We're going to return this, gain an active Dawn, and then we're going to go ahead and Red Hawk. So I like the Kamakurajo Sushi for later. We don't have any targets to choose, so we just choose no targets, resolve the attack, and try to get this cat out of our lap again. So buddy, go down, onto the floor. Thank you, buddy. All right, and then we get to start our turn. So we could Silver's Rayleigh here, but I don't mind kind of spamming the board a little bit. We will be able to drop the Kamakurajo Sushi to draw some more cards. We'll be able to Stance of Dawn active. Rayleigh's a good option to go -3, -2, or -3, -2 pop. We're gonna go -3, -2 pop swing. They have one Dawn active though for a Rayquaza, so I think we're gonna go with the Don Quixote into Rosinante. We're gonna trash and draw 2. I was looking for some more counter, honestly, and of course we don't find it. We're gonna go and swing 5 at our opponent here. Not the best, but not the worst. Not the best, but not the worst. We will have Hell's Judgment, which I think is gonna be very strong. Our opponent does have to counter out of this attack, and we just pass. We use the Rosinante, restand 2 Dawn, we use the Sugar effect, restand a single Dawn. Now that maybe was good for us playing the Rosinante earlier to tap 5 and then get the Sugar effect to restand Dawn, but I didn't think about that effect. I only thought about the secondary effect. So the math is weird on a red-purple deck like this and does take a very skilled pilot, especially against a deck like Vegapunk that can just really overwhelm the board very easily, even though they don't ramp up Dawn. So now they're on 8, we're going into 10 on this next turn, so we will be 10 drop Shanksing on them because we're going to ramp 1 with Doflamingo, use 2 with Hell's Judgment. That should ramp us 1 with Sugar, so that should mitigate our losses here. So we get the 1 back for this character. This is showing me they don't want to use the 1 for Jewelry Bonnie. We're going to use the card action. We might as well. And I think we're going to take this attack. Now we find another 10 drop Shanks. We definitely don't need this many. Definitely don't need this many. Now they do show us they're putting the 1 on Bonnie. I'm going to go Hell's Judgment. Dawn -1, go -3, -3, gain 1 active. So now we're on 8, and we're going to go into 10. That gets us out of the attack. That makes us into a 2K, so they need to put 3 more Dawn on it. And then they can still swing him with Edison, and then gain 1 life. We're in a very weird spot here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We're in a very, very weird spot here. Senior Pink could be a good strat, just to draw some purple events back, which would just be Hell's Judgment right now, and the I can never forgive anyone who laughs at my family. We could ramp back up to 10 after doing double Senior Pink. They're gonna swing in for 5, and then they may possibly go all out. We're gonna have to take that. Get a Doflamingo. Man, we are getting no counter. We are getting no counter for our deck right here. We get to draw 2 trash, 1 filter the hand, drop a Pythagoras into the trash, and now they get to choose what to do here. They can tap 5 and 1 to play out a character for 5, and then tap 1 to play out another character. They could play out a Nami, and then, oh, they go Vegapunk. Vegapunk's an interesting choice at this point, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's good to have a blocker, good to have 2 blockers, of course, but I don't think it's the best option on the board. Now, they still get to gain 1 life, which is gonna be a Rayquaza here, I can tell, because they left the 1 Dawn active last turn in case they needed it. That's the mind of a Vegapunk right there, and they will gain a life, I'm assuming. Now they discard 1 card for the Vegapunk leader. They could tap 1 here to play out, ooh, it's Frankie instead. I guess that's an interesting choice. Frankie's not a bad option. Now we can KO Atlas, thankfully, thanks to what we have going on. We are in a very bad spot here. 5, 6, 9, 12 is not guaranteed because they have these 2 characters. We may legit have to Senior Pink here. Senior Pink Viola, 8-drop Doflamingo, Senior Pink. 10 Shanks would be so nice, but it doesn't do enough for us here. We get to restand 2 Dawn, but we don't have any events anyways. Maybe we 8-drop 8-drop Doflamingo into Senior Pink, return Hell's Judgment to hand, and then let's just start with 6 at face. Let's just start with a simple 6 at face and then start making some decisions. I think we're trying to make too many decisions right now without really knowing what we're gonna do. This is gonna Dawn minus us 2. They go ahead and block. Interesting. 9 into the Atlas. It will be KO'd by battle now that they have a higher life than us. So now we're going to tap 8, use card action, Dawn -1, play out Senior Pink, Dawn -1, return Hell's Judgment to hand, then set one of your Dawn as active. Now we can tap 3 here for Viola, and then pass the turn. We will be able to restand 2 Dawn, and then 1 Dawn with Sugar, so we have 3 total Dawn. We have a blocker on the board, we have a bigger board, and we controlled the board a little bit. Now this is very interesting because that was not the play line that I was seeing there. I forgot Senior Pink's final effect to actually set one of our Dawn as active. So I was really stuck in a very bad position in my brain where I'm like, what do we do? But we were able to clear up the board. We got a card out of hand. We got the blocker off the board, the Vegapunk, which was smart by our opponent because you might as well cash in before you have to just replace it, right? Because they were gonna have to replace that character. They didn't tell us they didn't have counter, by the way. Because if they didn't have counter, it just doesn't tell us as much. So what we can do here is just ramp. It doesn't do too much, but we get our Dawn back. Now what we can do is, honestly, can we just take this? Because then if they tap one, no, we can't. We have to block, resolve the attack, use the card action, Dawn -1, add back the event. We're gonna look for some counter with this event. No blocker, tap 1, search the top of the deck. We're gonna grab a Viola here. We're gonna put the Shanks on the bottom because we have enough of them. We're gonna gain 1 Dawn as active. We're gonna go ahead and counter out, resolve the attack. We could have went ahead and Hell's Judgment. 5 for an ace. Ace still wouldn't finish the game out. So I think we should be safe, because then if they ace, that's 5. They swing in for 7 and 8, and we take an 8. We get out of a 7 with Hell's Judgment, so we're still safe not to lose. Now they're going to swing in for 6 here. Now we Hell's Judgment, return it on. -3, -3, it doesn't really matter, because we don't have a Gum Red Rock or anything. Or not Red Hawk. Red Hawk, not Red Rock. We don't have a Red Hawk here. So that doesn't do too much. They do play out the ace, swing into the Rosinante. We have to let that go, and they get to gain a life. So our goal here is going to be controlling the board. They're going to leave 1 active for Rayquaza in hand, apparently. So this is where the game really gets fun. This is where the game really gets fun. So we could tap 10, but we don't get our 2 back, so I think Rayleigh's actually better. So what we'll do is tap down 3 and then 2 and then pop the Shaka. And now we really just go for board control. We go 5 into 4. They should try to counter out, I guess. So we're gonna go 6 into 6. Could have gone 6 into 5, I guess, because I forget he's -2. My brain, I'm so smart. Now we're gonna go 9 into 5. This is the character we need to remove more than either of them. And then we're gonna go 9 into 6. It could just be bluffing a Rayquaza. We still have Hell's Judgment in case we need it. If they double ace us, we still wouldn't lose. They do go Rayquaza, and then, so they need to keep 1 character on the board, apparently. That's what they're telling us. And then they still have to give us a 1k counter, because this is another 9k. They have to give us the Nami here, and we pass. We restand 1 Dawn as active, so I guess we could have used 1 additional Dawn there. Could have gone 10, because we always forget about this. This is a very skilled pilot deck, and this is my first time playing it, guys. Give me 1 game. This is my first game playing it, and I'm a little lost. I don't even deck test, guys. I literally just jump in here and show you guys this is how it's done. This is how it is done. So we're gonna swing all out here into face. We're going to ramp it on. Just kidding. We're just gonna take 14. 14 does not bother me at all. And they're gonna choose to gain a life here. And the beauty of that is that doesn't matter to us. Ooh, they play down a Shaka, so they're forcing us to have some kind of removal here rather than, I guess we just go for game. Simple math. We go 6 into face. 6 is guaranteed or almost guaranteed. So now they have 1 card or 2 cards in hand. So now we just go 9, and then we just go 11, 11. It all depends on what this trigger is. Legit, all depends on what this trigger is. What is it? Nothing. All right. So now we can just go 11 and 11. And if that doesn't work, we can go 11. We could go 10. In case it's a Rayquaza, we should just go 10. I mean, it doesn't really matter. That would be every card in their hand. There's a Rayquaza, and then 2, and then a 1. Boom. So they could have gotten out of that, but can you get out of 11 more? No, you can't. GG's to our opponent. That was a very difficult matchup, and some things I didn't even think of could happen. The Shanks didn't really do much for us, but maybe it doesn't do too much in this Vegapunk matchup. It's better when that Rosinante sticks. It stuck for good enough, and we were able to get some good value. So, hey, on to the next one. That was a 16-minute game with Vegapunk there. All right, we're going to take on a blue-black Usopp, and this hand is not keepable. Now, some people may say it is. That is definitely not. Now, this is a little better. We're going to play down Sugar and pass. That at least allows us to search up early. We took them off their 7 Dawn curve into Rebecca, into Kyros, into something else. Not that we really care if they bounce our board too much. What we can do here is, they get to search the top 3 cards, grab 2 cards with Dressrosa type, and then trash 1 from their hand. So they get to fill up the trash a little bit. What we can do here is search out with Sugar that takes the Leo attack and then leave 2 Dawn active for a different event. No, we could do is, no, this only rests characters. Could Red Hawk down the Leo, but then they just get to draw a card, so that doesn't make any sense. They grab a Barto and a Scarlet. Scarlet, play up to 1 Dressrosa character other than Scarlet with a cost of 3 or less from your hand rested. Then give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost. That's actually really interesting. They have Quarter Coliseum. It's going to be very good for our opponent there. Yeah, let's go ahead and, the question is, do we cash in on the Sugar now? I think so. No reason not to. We're going to search the top 5 cards of the deck. We're going to grab a Baby 5. I think we're just gonna grab a baby 5. We have enough events right now, at least in this current position. I don't even think we're gonna need an event at this point, so we may just swing out for 7 just to add another card to our opponent's hand. Yeah, I think that's just what we're gonna do. I don't think, like, I guess an event would be good just to ramp more Dawn, but I don't think it's necessary. Like, it'd be nice to ramp. Maybe I should have ramped instead. Just swung in for 5, got 1 card out of their hand, rather than give them one more option. I really don't know. We're going to pass a turn there. They're going to swing the Leo into the Sugar, or they can play on a 4-drop Cavendish and swing that into Sugar, which looks like that's not what they're going to do. Now, a good player, if they had Cavendish, would just play on Cavendish because it gets pseudo rush from the Quarter Coliseum. Swung that into the Sugar to get the draw 2 trash 1 early, but that's not what our opponent's doing again. So that's okay. Nothing wrong with how they played it. We also don't know what's in their hand, but if I was in that position, that's how I would have done it. Now, they're playing a 3-costed character, probably a Bartolomeo blocker. We're going to give them the 2K Baby 5 that we saw. Actually, no, we're going to take that. What am I thinking? We're going to take that early. No reason not to. They do play the Barto, and that would allow them to draw a card. We're going to swing into the Leo here. No reason not to remove this body off the board, especially because they do have 6 cards in hand, so they will not be able to draw a card off its KO. Now this forces the Barto to swing out into our Sugar, because we are going to play it on another Sugar. Look at the top 5 cards of the deck and grab a Rosinante. I really like Rosinante in this position. And then we're going to swing, we're going to do nothing at all. We're just going to pass at that point. Because we want to leave the Dawn active again, just because of the situation. And now it's on our opponent and how they play it. We can pop this Bartolomeo with the Red Rock, which is pretty good. So if they swing in Barto into Sugar, we tap 4 for Red Rock. I didn't think about this earlier. Again, we are still learning the deck together. So what we could have done earlier was whenever they swung the Leo, give it +4. That would have saved the Sugar and then popped the Leo. So that wouldn't have taken our swing this turn. We could have swung the 5 more into face. So it would have been 5-5 into face rather than a 7 and then a 5 into the Leo. I think that would have been a little bit stronger. They do play, they play Houndblaze. That's pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie to you. Bottom decking a 2-cost or lower and giving one of your characters or leaders +3,000 power. We're going to no blocker, Gum Red Hawk, pop the Barto, gain an active Dawn, and resolve the attack. They don't get to draw because they had 6 cards in hand, which is kind of the reason why I held it up. And then now we're going into 8 total Dawn. So if we top decked a 8-drop Doflamingo, that'd be pretty good here. I'm not going to lie to you. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to top deck it and go from there. That's literally just what we do. I mean, that's the content creator flavor. Yeah, I think that makes sense. They could go Kyros to bounce our Rosinante, but that does mean the Doflamingo sticks, and I like that. I like that a lot. We're going to swing 5. They should just counter out aggressively. They get to draw additional cards anyways, unless they are that bricked up, which would mean they're going to go and block out, draw a card. That actually makes sense as well. Hey, use the card action, Dawn -1, play out Rosinante. We're going to trash a Nor Beam Sword and draw 2 more cards. So now we've got 10 Shanks, pass, restand all these Dawn, and we're good. So now we're going to focus on this Red Hawk here. Rather than Hell's Judgment, well, we can ramp 1 up with Doflamingo, ramp 1 with Sugar for the event, so we ramp 2, so we go to 8, and then we go into 10 for the 10-drop Shanks. Boom. Math. Simple math. They go -3 cost, Hotch Couture Patchwork on Don Quixote Doflamingo. That's going to be a 7 Dawn turn, because Patchwork is going to make this a 5. They're going to play out Rebecca into Kyros into a 4-cost character. They're not going to be able to minus both the characters, because then they could Zoro and pop the Rosinante, rest in Quarter Coliseum, and then use the Kyros to bounce the Doflamingo. That would have been pretty good. Now instead they play Scarlet, giving that character -2 cost. Where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? This is a removal focused Usopp deck, and I don't know how I'm vibing with it just about yet. So they make this into a 3-cost character, and then they get to play a Dressrosa type character other than Scarlet with the cost of 3 or less from their hand rested. Interesting. I like Scarlet because it can actually play out One-Legged Soldier and basically give a lot. They asked if I'm Mr. Pal from YouTube. I am Mr. Pal. Oh, he just passes his turn. Well, that gets rid of our whole idea here. Dawn -1, we're gonna grab the Nor Beam Sword back. And then I guess we're just going to swing 6, 7, 9. Because it's a 2K, we're gonna put on the aggression here. We're gonna also leave a lot of Dawn active for these events. We will be able to go 1 more active for Sugar. GG's to our opponent there. He disconnected. GG's. They could have gone Rebecca. I think they were trying to figure out how to KO both characters. Because they didn't really have a way with Lucci. They're playing Lucci in a blue-black Usopp deck, bro. They are cooking up something here. Guys, should we start cooking up with some Usopp, some removal-based Usopp? I like this guy a lot. GG's to our opponent. That was a fun matchup. Even though we didn't get to go all the way, we're going to play 1 more game after this. Because, we always do 3 games total and call it a day. Also, I have the names hidden, so I don't know how you saw my name. GG's. And it's green, purple Luffy time. You can see the cat in the thing. This is Luna, and if you don't leave a comment for Luna, you got to choose now, because I think we talked about Tizzy in yesterday's video, or maybe early this video. I don't know. I'm trying to do a few videos because I'm going to Orlando Collecticon, and I don't have the time for it. Our opponent's going first, so we're going second. So we're gonna keep this because we have everything we need. That's an amazing hand. Holy, I'm lost in the sauce right now. This is such a good hand. We have early ramp. We have everything we need. We're going straight to 5 Dom. We can go ahead and play Rosinante. Oh, this is Chef's Kiss right here. I'm liking it a lot. They grab an Usopp with a Nami, getting a 2K counter into hand. Very good for our opponent. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Leave a comment for Luna if you like Luna. You know you guys have seen Big Mom and some of our other characters, you've seen my other characters I have in the house, the other NPCs, so let me know your favorite cat down below. We're going to tap 1 here, look at the top 3 cards, and grab a Sugar. Sugar's going to be a good option here. And then we're going to gain 1 active Dawn. We could Kamakura Sushi, but that would be such a waste at this point. We're going to resolve the attack, draw a card, and then choose no trigger. Because, I mean, if they want to put 3 on Nami and swing in, that's fine. I'll give them a 1K counter. But I don't think that would be a good play, in my personal opinion. We're going to use the Rosinante. If you have 7 more Dawns, 2 of them is active. We will not get the Rosinante early, but they won't have any removal for Rosinante, so I'm kind of okay with it. At least I don't expect any removal. They're going to search the top 3 cards for a Straw Hat Crew, Kids Pirate, or Heart Pirates, which is just Straw Hat Crew. They're going to grab the 6-drop Rush Luffy that gets to swing in twice. So we're going to use this later when we use our Kamakura Sushi on that Luffy. So we need to make sure we are ready for that card because we need to be able to mitigate its strength. You know, being able to swing in twice, we need to stop that. Stop that right now. You know, we need to stop that right now. We're going to swing in for 5 at our opponent. Should just take 1 card out of their hand. Maybe they take here. If I was a green purple Luffy, I would personally take here. Just stacking up our hand size. Very good by our opponent. We're going to tap 5. We're going to choose to trash. I think we're going to trash the event here to draw 2 cards because we get to go into more 2-cost events. We're going to pass. We're going to use the Rosinante, which gets to do nothing. I forgot because we're not at 7. But we do get to stand 1 Dawn as active and ramp 1 up with the, oh wait, we just discarded this card. Okay, so we don't get to ramp 1 up. That's okay. We're going to be at 7 Dawn. If we were to play this correctly, we'd be going into 8 and then 8-drop Rosinante if we need to. I mean, 8-drop Doflamingo, but there's not really a good option for it anyways, so I guess it don't really matter. Although we are going to top deck a Senior Pink here, and that would have been good for Senior Pink. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. They're going to Dawn -2 here. Restand 2 Dawn is active. Ramp 1 Dawn back with Sanji Pudding. Have 3 Dawn total. They may swing very heavily into face. We're okay with that. We are actually just going to take this. We get the trigger to give 1 character minus 10,000 power. We're not going to use that at all. And we get another 10 cost Shanks here. So we're going to rest. We're going to look at the top cards of the deck. We're going to grab another Rosinante because Rosinante is going to be really good. We're going to put Shanks towards the top, call it a day. We're going to tap 5 for another one of these. We're going to swing in for 5 at our opponent, which is going to do nothing. Then we're going to swing in for 6 at our opponent, which is going to do something at least. And then we're going to use another Rosinante. We're going to be able to ramp pretty aggressively here. We should be going into 10 Dawn turn as long as we don't use Hell's Judgment. We focus more on Kamakura Sushi in this situation. They use a Gum Gum Giant. This guy is boot goofing. This guy is boot goofing here. I would have just taken that attack. I'm not going to lie to you guys. A little boot goofing in my personal opinion. We're going to tap 5 here. We're going to go ahead and trash the Hell's Judgment to draw 2 new cards. We get Nora Beam Sword, which could come in handy depending on how our opponent chooses to swing. We're going to pass our turn here. We're going to Rosinante. We're going to Rosinante. We're going to Sugar. And now we have 5 total Dawn. So that 1 Dawn would be very nice right now to tap 1 down and be able to do all our things and stuff and whatever, but we won't be able to. We're not going to Nora Beam Sword because it's going to Dawn minus us. We want to go up in Dawn. We are going to Kamakura Sushi, +3, -2 to leader, gain 1 Dawn as active, resolve the attack. So now we have 4 total Dawn. If they do want to swing all out with the leader, that's fine with me. They won't be able to remove our character. So with them being lower Dawn, they do get to use the Sanji, the 6-cost blocker here. For only 3 total Dawn, they can Dawn -2 here, restand 2 Dawn, but they don't have 2 Dawn to restand after that, so it's not nearly as strong. What we could do actually is Red Hawk and totally save this Sugar. Because, I mean, we're going into 10 Dawn, though, and I don't think we're going to... I think we're just going to 10 Shanks after this. So probably not worth saving the Sugar at that point, in my personal opinion. Again, all personal opinion. I do have a cat scratch in my back. Yeah, we're just going to 10 Shanks. I mean, this is where 10 Shanks is just so strong. We're going to swing in for 6 in a Sanji Pudding, 6 in a Shanji Pudding, get a couple cards out of hand, and then 12, and get the blocker off the board. It's going to really help in this situation. Hi, Tizzy. Welcome back. All right, now you have to leave your comments for Tizzy. If you don't, you don't like Tizzy, so keep that in mind. It's very important that you leave a comment for Tizzy, because we got Tizzy right here. We're going to flip him over and just hang out. 5 into the leader, just because we might as well. They should take this, in my personal opinion. We're going to pass Rosinante, restand 2. We're Rosinante, restand 2, Sugar, restand 1, and now we are Jay chillin'. This is probably the best pool that we've had so far, and it's against the best leader in the format. So you can definitely win this matchup, especially because they have not been able to remove our Rosinante. So here is where the Kamakura Joe Sushi is going to be oh so strong, and you're about to see why. So now what we're gonna do is no blocker, all right? See where this is going. You'll see in just a second, because this is a 6K character. So we're gonna Kamakura Joe Sushi, +3, -2, gain 1 is active, which we don't get to do. But then what we can do is technically resolve the attack, and then on the next swing we can Red Hawk and KO the Monkey D. Luffy. So now we're going to Red Hawk and pop the Monkey D. Luffy. Boom, our opponent just quits because they saw what was happening. We were just gonna pop their character, drop another 10 drop Shanks. We were gonna just go for controlling the board even more, even if they did have the 3 Dawn at the end of the turn with the Luffy effect and everything to play another Electrical Luna and not use that Luffy. We were still in a very good spot because we have a 12 drop Shanks, a 5K leader, and another 12 drop Shanks, making the Sanji pudding a 5K character and making this Nami on the board a 0K character. Very strong showing right there for the Red Purple Sugar. Well, that was it for Red Purple Sugar today. I know it was just 3 games, and when we're playing aggro decks, we do 5. When we're playing any other deck, we play 3 games on the sim for you guys in the decks. As you see, my cat just attacked my arm, and he's now biting me. Thank you so much for watching. As always, come out and see me at Orlando Collecticon this week. I'll be vending with some One Piece cards, some Pokemon cards, and I'll just be hanging out. So come out and see me. Come out and see everybody at Orlando Collecticon. It's so much fun. You have a great time just seeing a lot of One Piece cards you never thought you'd see. Some big Treasure Cup stuff, Winners stuff. Not all at my table. I don't have that kind of crazy stuff, but I'll have some cool stuff at the end of the day. So I'll be doing my Treasure Cup this Wednesday, hopefully having that video out for you this week. It may be slower in videos because I will be in Florida. I live in North Carolina, so it's a big trip for me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.